This is another episode of Shit I Think About, and this one's about AFI. Alright, so me and my closest friends, we used to go on road trips all the time, and we would follow this band called AFI, and for me, AFI was kind of like the Grateful Dead, in which we would follow them from city to city. I grew up in California, so AFI was a local band, and they were a different type of band. They were more of an art house, like punk band, as opposed to say like the Orange County like pop, or like the skate punk from, you know, like the Pennywises and all that stuff. So it hit the right chords for me, watching this band grow up, as well as me growing up at the same time. And as a kid, that's what I needed. I needed this band that was angsty. I don't want to do my homework. Fuck you, you fucking football jocks. Like, it was the embodiment of the type of music that I needed as a teenager. So then, you know, band members, they come and go within AFI, and some of the band members went on to do the whole psychobilly movement, which was great because, you know, it was a different genre of like rockabilly and like a goth kind of aesthetic. So as I get older, the band grows up, and the band becomes like this more gothier version of the band I liked, and it was catching on. They were ahead of their time. I mean, like, emo was like on the rise, and you know, the whole doom and gloom, hey, fucking let's buy a ticket to the Cut Myself on Stage show, you know. And the more popular they became, the more I fell in love with the band. I mean, it was nice to meet other people that were into this whole like weird like punk band. Musically, AFI is a very interesting band because starting with their hardcore punk roots, they went to like this goth, to like experimental, to like the commercial, almost electronica sounding band. I mean, they started sounding more like The Cure than they did like, say, the Misfits. Davey Havok became like Morrissey, and the last time I saw him, it was at Riot Fest 2013, so it was just last year, and I was there standing, waving my arms in the air, fucking singing along to every lyric that I knew, and which I know fucking all of them. It was like a cathartic experience. So their new album came out, and I still haven't picked it up. And it's a drastic change of who I used to be, where I would pick up AFI's album, no question asked, day one, fucking at that record store. So I have this whole love-hate relationship with the band, and I still want to be like their number one fan. But unfortunately, I'm growing up, and the band's growing up too. I mean, listen to what they used to sound like, songs they were singing about like cereal wars or whatever, to like the more darker tones. There is a growth in how they're presenting themselves, more marketable, etc., etc. The older I get, though, it's funny because I still love the hell out of this band. And I haven't heard their new stuff. I'm sure it's okay. I'm sure it's for a different generation from me. I have an AFI tattoo right here, which shows the mileage of how far I've traveled with this band. I grow up, and the band's growing up too, and I'm surprised they're still around, because like a lot of these bands no one really cares about because they're from that punk movement from the third wave. And growing up with it, it's kind of like, I hate to be cynical about it, and like, as much as how people hate the music now, the older fans hate the new music, there's a new generation out there that probably loves the new music, and it's hard to be cynical about them because I grew up with this as a soundtrack of my childhood. So it's kind of hard to dislike them so much because they're not really the type of music I listen to now. So that's shit I think about.